Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be walking through the steps to make an evening dress. So someone reached out to me and asked me to make this dress for them. And when I'm making a dress that I've never made before, or any piece that I've never made before, I find it easier to make it in my size and then scale it according to their measurements and make another one. And really and truly, secretly, who couldn't use another wonderful black dress? So again, here's the dress that they sent me, the picture of the dress that they sent me. And here is the finished product of my dress that I made for myself. All right, so I'll be walking you through every step that I used to make this dress, and there will be more pictures at the end. If you like what you see on my channel and you want to learn more, don't forget to press like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this video with somebody you know who wants to learn how to sew. All right, enjoy the tutorial. All right, so in order to make our dress, we need our fabric, and this is a black Techno scuba fabric. It's a really soft fabric that's pretty stretchy, but it also looks really formal once it's made into something. So I think it's the perfect fabric to make this dress. I also have here a tube dress that I've made before, and this tube dress was actually perfect for me because it cuts off at about the spot where or formal dress is going to flare out. Now, if you don't have a tube dress, not to fear, you can still make this dress. There are a few options. You can use just a regular sweater dress and just fold it over, so you're just using the tube part of the dress. Or you can use a tank top, same thing, or you can use a tube top and attach a skirt. And by attach, I don't mean sew it together, I just mean just stick a skirt onto your fabric as well as a tube top, and then it takes the shape of a tube dress. So there's multiple options. The key here is to be creative and use what you have in your closet. All right, so since I've never worked with this fabric type before, I don't know how much it stretches. So I want to be safe rather than sorry, and I don't want to go as close to this dress as I can. I want to give myself a little bit of room because you can always make something tighter after you've sewn it together. It is really hard to make it bigger. Seam ripping, I'm not a fan of. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pin. I'm just going to pin a little bit outside of this area. All right, so when I positioned my old tube dress on top of my fabric, I made sure to do it centered. So there's actually 7 inches on this side and 7 inches on that side. My advice to you is to work with whatever amount of fabric you have. You want, at least I want, this to flare out as much as possible. So I would not cut anything off. I'm just going to use the entirety of the width of the fabric I have. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take my tape measure just as a guide, and I'm going to take it from the end of what I have here and angle it to the very edge of the fabric so I get that flare out that I'm looking for. And I want it to be gradual, and so it's going to go from here and then flare out, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to do that on that side as well. All right, so now we have the main shape of our dress pinned around the dress, and notice it goes in. We have a nice fitted shape here, and then it flares out. At the top, it's a tube shape right now. Eventually, we are going to get closer in so you can see what I'm doing in order to cut out the shape that we want at the top of our dress. All right, so let's cut out the main shape first. All right, so notice it's kind of a tube top shape, and that's not what I want. I want that V-neck shape. So what I did is I turned it inside out, I put it on, and I took the tailor's chalk and I just drew onto myself the shape that I want. And so I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit, maybe a ½ inch for seam allowance, and I'm going to cut, but not from both layers. The back would look pretty silly as a V-neck. I'm going to just cut with the front, and I'm only going to cut a half, fold it over, and make sure I'm getting a symmetric cut. All right, so now I'm going to cut to match what I've already cut. All right, so notice the shape that I cut from the front. It goes down like that and like that. And I want the back to go straight across. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the very end so it meets the back at the same point. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side, and then I'm just going to go straight across the back. Alright, so to get a really clean look at the top of the dress, I will not be hemming the top. I will be lining the top and cutting that lining off somewhere below the bust, so it won't be an obvious cutoff point. Now, it's hard to see right now because we have black fabric on black fabric, but I have a shape of the front of my dress here, and I'm going to cut it out. And I'm also going to do that for the back, and that will serve as the lining for the front top and the back top of the dress. Alright, so here's my dress inside out, and I have a panel that matches the front and a panel that matches the back. And alright, so here I have my dress. I actually unpinned some of it because I wanted it to lay as flat as possible. We have the right side of the dress out, and this is counterintuitive. We are actually going to pin the lining to the right side of the dress. So the right side of the lining is going to be pinned to the right side of the dress. So I'm going to line up our shapes, make sure they match as closely as possible. And I am going to pin going around the neckline. And I'm also going to pin going to the arm on both sides. I'm also going to leave this out because that's where we will be inserting the straps. Alright, so I went ahead and pinned the lining to the dress. I left the gap here as I said I would. I pinned all around the neck, left another gap. I also did the same thing for the back. So I pinned the lining to the dress at the back, going straight across. And to just get a sense of what that will look like, when you turn that over, it will have a nice, clean finish. So that's what I'm going for here. And so I pinned all around. So I'm going to go ahead and finally sew something together so I can start constructing this dress. Alright, so now you get to see why exactly I lined the top. So I went ahead and stitched here, left the gap here, and as you know, I stitched around. And so what I'm going to do now is show you how awesome this looks, because now we don't have to have a hem at the front of our dress. Let's see if you can see this. So that's kind of what that looks like. When I iron it, it's going to be even better. Another pro of doing that lining is that when I attach the strap, I can attach the strap going from the inside out, and it looks seamless. Alright, so I'll go back to making the main part of the dress soon, but I actually really want to see how it's going to look with straps, so I'm going to go ahead and make our straps now. I'm not going to measure out anything specific for the straps because I know I just want really thin straps. So I'm going to cut a strip approximately 1 inch wide, and I'm just eyeballing it. But this is something you can measure if you want something specific. What you do want to make sure, however, is that one strap is not wider than the other. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on top of the fabric here and cut the second strap. Alright, one thing I did not mention is you want to make sure that the fabric is stretching that way. And of course the reason for that is because you want to make sure that it is comfortable as it's going around your shoulder or over your shoulder. Alright, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half and pin along the strap. Alright, so I finished pinning the strap. As you can see, it's pretty thin because I do want spaghetti straps. I am going to go ahead, take this to the machine and do a zigzag stitch so that it can stretch. Alright, so as you can see, I cut pretty close to the zigzag stitch so that when I turn this over, it won't be bulky. And I got the smallest pin that I could find. It doesn't look that small because I'm very close. But I am going to go ahead and stick it through one side of the strap. And I'm going to take that pin and I'm going to feed it into the strap and pull it through the other end. And it takes a little while, but once I'm done, we'll have a nice strap to look at. All right, so it took a while to feed this through, but it is perfect, exactly what I want it to look like. All right, so you may remember that when we sewed the lining on, we left a gap at the top here and at the top here, and that is a big part of the benefit of the lining, to really get that nice seamless strap attached. So I'm going to go ahead and take my lining and stick it in through the inside, through the hole. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and take this to the machine and sew it from the inside, which will make this look extremely neat from the outside. All right, so I tried on the dress and I took the strap and I stuck it between the lining and the outside. So this is stuck in here so that it can come out nice and neat. I did that on both sides at the back. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over so I can stitch it. So here we go. So now the dress is inside out, and you can take a look and see where I stuck it in as well. We're going to take the lining, and I hope this makes sense. We're going to take the lining, and here is where you can see the strap inserted. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch that. Right, so I'm making sure to use the zigzag stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and sew across the strap. All right, so if you sew the strap on correctly, this is what it looks like. Super neat. All right, and that's what I'm going for. I want to have a very professional finish. All right, so I went ahead and stitched the whole way across the back of the dress. This is the inside of the lining, and I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. All right, so that's what that looks like on the inside of the dress. As you can see, the lining is here. It gets cut off right here. And now I can go ahead and join everything together. All right, so I tried it on and I marked out where I want the split to be. And so it's going to be a little bit of a triangle shape that I'm cutting out from the dress where I pinned. So this is really a very individualized step. You may not want a big split. You may just want the effect of a split, or you want to cut out a shape for the split. That's entirely up to you and what you want your dress to look like in the end. Since I'm modeling it off of the picture that you saw, I'm going for that big dramatic split.